Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome back to my next top 10 list. It's summer, and that means it's summer blockbuster season, and with that, I decided to give you a list that I've been meaning to do for some time now. My top 10 best movie action scenes. This is a tricky list to accomplish, as I love many action scenes throughout my just 21 years of movie watching, but I had to pick my 10 favourites through great effort and great watching. This list is just my personal opinion. I'd love to hear your top 10 best movie action scenes in the comments below. So without further ado, I'll start from 10 and work my way up to number 1. My spidey sense is tingling that there may be 2 Spider-Man action scenes on my list, starting with the epic train fight from Spider-Man 2, as well as the amazing final battle of Spider-Man 3 between Peter, Harry, Venom and Sandman. Both of these action scenes had to make number 10 for me. It was a tie because I think both deserve an equal amount of praise. Sam Raimi can do action leagues better than Mark Webb can. Mark Webb cannot do action whatsoever, whereas Sam Raimi is the man when it comes to spectacular action in his Spider-Man movies. Just the train scene, it's so creative, so ambitious, and it actually shows Spidey saving people and doing his job as the hero, whereas the final battle of Spider-Man 3 shows Peter and Harry coming together as friends, resolving their differences to rescue MJ. Doc Ock provides a tough opponent for Spidey in the train fights, as do Venom and Sandman make for near impossible opponents, and the fact that Spidey had to face 2 enemies at once is something that we have not seen in a Spider-Man movie since, so Homecoming, there's no reason why you can't have action as great as this. At number 9, get away from her, you bitch! Ripley versus the Queen, Aliens. You all know Aliens is by far my favourite of the Alien franchise, 31 years later, and James Cameron is of course my favourite director period, so it's inevitable that I was going to put some action scenes from his movies on the list, and Ripley vs. the Queen is honestly such a satisfying climax to the movie, and it's probably the best girl fight in cinematic history. Just seeing Ripley evolve into this badass and just take on the Queen of the Xenomorphs, the ultimate threat to protect Newt, who has now become a daughter to her. It's absolutely incredible to witness, and James Cameron, he's can handle gender equality better than anyone else. So yeah, Aliens, you're still one of the greatest action movies of all time, and that climax got you on this list. At number 8, we have just every single action scene in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, another classic action masterpiece from Cameron. Yeah, Terminator 2 is rightfully considered one of the greatest action movies ever made. It never gets old. Just the way the actions shots is phenomenal. How creative it is, and how gripping it is throughout. All of the characters, the Terminator, John Connor, and even Sarah Connor gets their badass moments and their parts to play. The T-1000 makes for an unstoppable villain, and it just has it all. Trucks, explosions, motorbikes, machine guns. It's an action extravaganza, and it's all done with the majority being practical effects, and the CGI look bloody brilliant 26 years later. Number 7, from the latest DCU and superhero movie that has been smashing box office records as I speak, Diana steps onto no man's land, Wonder Woman. This scene is jaw-droppingly awe-inspiring to behold in the theatre. I mean, Wonder Woman had a spectacular action throughout, but this was the one action scene that particularly leaves an impression. It's just in a war that was almost entirely fought by men in World War I, to just see this glorious, all-powerful and strong woman just step out onto no man's land, onto the battlefield, and just completely throw down the Germans. If that's not the definition of girl power, I don't know what is. Patty Jenkins, she did such a amazing job, and this is single-handedly now one of my favourite scenes in any superhero movie. Number 6, the chase on Jakku from Star Wars The Force Awakens. You just knew a Star Wars movie action scene had to be on this list. Star Wars is well known for its bombastic, amazing action scenes, so this was a very hard one to choose. But Force Awakens, as you all know, is my personal favourite movie in the saga. So of course, an action scene from Force Awakens was going to be my choice. And the chase on Jakku is just a classic action scene. I love the battle on Tankadoa and Starkiller Base too, but this was the first major one in the movie, as well as being classic Star Wars. Millennium Falcon being chased by First Order TIE fighters is there's more character and substance to it. Rey and Finn have to work and banter together, which brilliantly builds their relationship and friendship as our main characters. Even a BB-8 gets some cute moments, which is really nice, which is why Force Awakens tops Rogue One in terms of action, because you may have remembered Rogue One for its spectacle, but its characters were so poorly written, you didn't give a shit. And that's where the strength in Star Wars lies, in the characters, not just the action and visuals. So Last Jedi, I hope you can deliver the best action in Star Wars that we have ever seen, fingers crossed. Now we're coming into the 5 best, the top 5 of my personal picks. And at number 5, Batman vs. Bane, The Dark Knight Rises, the first fight, not the second. I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body? I love every single action scene in The Dark Knight Rises. It is, of course, my favourite superhero movie of all time, and one of my personal favourite movies. And as much as I absolutely love the absolutely astonishing climax of this movie, the first fight between Batman and Bane always leaves the most impacts on me. There's no music, it's just Batman and Bane just beating the shit out of each other. Batman's giving it his all, but as much as he tries, he's absolutely no match for Bane. Bane is without question the greatest threat and biggest physical challenge Batman has ever faced, as well as a psychological challenge. He has the most personal connection with Batman, being a member of the League of Shadows, which leads to some incredibly intense emotional drama in this fight, and it's absolutely harrowing and horrific seeing Batman just get his ass beat and beat again and again until eventually Batman's body is just broken when Bane just lifts him up and just snaps his back like he does in the comics. That actually made me go silent. I was lost for words by how shockingly awesome that fight was. Oh my god, this is single-handedly my favourite action scene in a superhero movie. I don't care what everybody else thinks. At number 4, come on Tom, let's finish this the way we started it, together. The Battle of Hogwarts from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This is how you conclude a 10-year-long 8-movie franchise with a colossal bang. This battle is literally most of the movie, which was the absolute right decision to split the final Harry Potter book into 2 movies. Certainly the biggest, grandest, most epic, intense and most devastating battle in the Harry Potter saga. So many beloved characters are killed off, which you can't help but tear up about that, and it's just, as well as being a spectacle climax, it's really sensational, emotional climax as well. We've built up to this final battle and showdown between Harry and Voldemort for 8 movies now, and to finally see it come to a head is ridiculously satisfying. David Yates is the best director of the Harry Potter movies, and he goes all out here and delivers his best shots. Even if the Harry and Voldemort battle isn't as long as some would hoped it would be, it's only about 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are well worth the price of admission. And it's really sad to see Hogwarts, one of the greatest cinematic landmarks, reduced to rubble and becoming a battleground. Your Majesty! At number 3, Simba vs. Scar, The Lion King. I love a lot of Disney battles and action scenes in their animated classics, but the final battle between Simba and Scar is truly the greatest Disney battle in their animated classics, bar none. It's the most epic way to conclude, in my opinion, their best movie, The Lion King. Fuck the remake. The remake will never have anything as good as this. It's a fight that Simba is finally avenging his father Mufasa, who for being murdered by Scar, and Scar, of course, makes one final attempt to hold on to his throne by killing Simba. He's not hiding his personal feelings for Simba anymore, and the two just clash in a confrontation that has led to this. It's and the red fire behind it adds to the intensity and violence of the fight. So yeah, it is. It gets pretty darn violent and brutal for a fight in a family animated movie. It's literally a fight to the death, and it does conclude with Scar literally getting mauled to death by the hyenas who he betrayed. So yeah, Simba versus Scar, Disney has never made a better fight since. Number 2, the battle for Minas Tirith / Pelennor Fields from The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Lord of the Rings undeniably has the most fucking amazing battles ever put to film, and Helm's Deep almost made the list, but I just had to go with Minas Tirith, since Return of the King is my favourite of the trilogy, and just the Minas Tirith / Pelennor Fields, it's so mind-blowingly epic. Peter Jackson promised us the battles in Return of the King would be the biggest things we'd ever see, and he was pretty much correct. The battle gets better and better as it goes along. It actually raises the stakes and never drags, and it has some memorable quotes: "Prepare for battle, send these foul beasts into the abyss," and of course Eowyn's big moment, "I am no man," when she takes on the Witch King, and all the characters get their biggest defining moments. They all grow up and none of them get wasted, and yeah, how could this battle possibly not be number 1, you ask? Well, one battle just comes before it for me. Number 1, drum roll please, the battle for Pandora, Avatar. Yes, a first James Cameron action scene has made my list, and I am so glad of that. This is one of my favourite parts of my favourite movie of all time. Jake has gradually built a strong connection with the Na'vi over the course of the movie, and has finally seen that Quaritch and the RDA are in the wrong, wanting to destroy Pandora for the Ukulele, and so he bands together the Na'vi in a absolutely fucking perfect climax to the movie. Never have I seen a battle bigger in scale, more intense, more enthralling, more thrilling, and more inspiring. It inspires you to stand up for what you think is right. This is what the Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi should have been. And it continues James Cameron's brilliant gender equality by having Neytiri be the one that kills Quaritch at the end. Battle for Pandora, I'm happy to call you the best movie action scene of all time. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching it. You guys enjoyed my list, and what's your favourite movie action scene? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please follow me on Twitter and on Google+, and I'll see you all next time when I start my Transformers reviews. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.